You saw any of the videos of old Red hauling that thing back from Saskatchewan where I bought it at an auction. It's a 30 by 70 tarp shelter that I'm putting here. And I'm building the pad with a 56 Allis Chalmers HD6G track loader. And then I'm using the old Western Star with the 8V71 Detroit to haul some of the topsoil and stuff away on the pad for the shop. So I'll put in some video of actually cutting the pad of the old girl. You're busy when you're running this thing. Oh yeah, something neat. There's brass nuts on the hydraulic tank. That's pretty cool. So this old girl is a cam over clutch and actually a 6-speed transmission, 4 forward gears, 2 reverse gears. This is your gear shift here, you select gears. And then your track clutches and your track brakes are separate. So on a new machine, or depending on the year, I mean, let's say an 80's dozer, you'll have a track clutch that'll then be the brake. So if this per se was your track clutch, somewhere in here would be disengaging the clutch, and then as you pull it harder you grab the brake. So you yank on this thing and you crank a turn. In this old girl, this is your track clutch and then that's your brake. So you gotta stomp your brake and your track clutch if you want to go right. If you're moving forward, of course, the opposite. So then here we got a lever for a throttle. This is how you start the thing. This is the cam over clutch that gets you moving. So if you want to get going here, you'll say, I think that's first gear, straight forward, which I only use the lowest 2 ranges, which is there's reverse there, forward there. So you fire the thing up, put her in forward gear, you grab your cam over clutch, which you pull and it'll click. You hear that? That's the clutch engaging. And now you're off to the races. This is your bucket lift. This is your bucket tilt. So you lift the bucket. Angle your bucket however you want. If you're using a track loader as a dozer, it's a little fiddly to keep her going. And then, so say you want to turn left, and if you're pushing, you can get away with just using a little bit of clutch. Like, if you're not pushing anything though, you'll have to disengage the clutch and say the one track, we want to go right, disengage, grab the brake, we go right, let off the brake. In this position, the rear axle is completely locked. It's like a welded diff, and these brake pedals won't do anything other than slow the entire machine down. So it's, yeah, if you're, so if you want to make a turn and you're running the hydraulics, you can kind of do one or the other. The other thing that's neat about this, well, not so neat, I guess, is that the lift and the lower is all detents. So if I want to lift the bucket, it's click detent, right? Like, and then there's our neutral or center section. There's there'll be the lower detent, and then you go one more and it's float. So there's float. This would be lowering the bucket. That's just our middle position. Nothing's going on. And then now you're lifting. So if you want to say just lower the bucket a little bit, like you're grabbing and you're not sure if you're grabbing enough or not, you kind of got to like forward in the middle, forward middle, forward middle, until you decide you like it, and then lift is the opposite, right? So you kind of lack that fine control. Like my buddy said, no finesse. Either you're going or you're not. This is our shut off here. If anybody knows what this is, you should let me know. There's like kind of a, it seems like it must have been an oiler of some sort. I have no idea. It doesn't go anywhere anymore, so whatever it did do, it doesn't do it. Maybe it was something to help start the thing, I have no idea. This is the only electronics on the old girl, is this runs to and from the battery to the starter. Runs the starter solenoid. This is the very most important thing about this whole machine, is your can of John Deere starting fluid, because it needs a good sniff almost no matter the weather. That's like maybe 30 plus she'll fire up. Something that's a little tricky with this old girl is I got a track clutch seized up on the other side. So if I'm going forward, I can only turn left, and if I'm going in reverse, well, I guess I'm going backwards, also left, but You know what I mean? So I can only turn this way forward and the machine that way in reverse. If you watch me run the thing, you'll understand. See how it goes. So I took a time lapse here, which I don't like adding the generic music, so I'll just do a voiceover. This is the old girl does not so bad pushing dirt. I think it's a half-yard bucket on it. And it moves a lot of material for an old machine. She's wore out, but it still gets the job done. So I decided to add this in too. This was the first day I cut into ground there. I spent a couple hours. Yet I started with just clearing the topsoil and the sod, and then loading the topsoil into the dump truck to kind of save it for some other projects, which I think I'm going to end up using it over by the pond, which I showed earlier. Anyway, doing this with a track loader instead of a dozer. So the difference is the track loader's got the bucket, right, and the arms. And the bucket kind of has a tendency to want to dive when you're cutting. So it's kind of this balancing act of trying not to tilt the bucket down too much to get a nice flat pass. And less is more with track machines. Is they move a ton of dirt, but you want to just bite a little at a time. It's really easy to dig a hole. I find it fairly difficult to cut a grade. So you see there, and actually convenient thing with the bucket loader though versus the dozer is I can load the dump truck, as you can see there, which worked out well if I need to move the dirt, which you can move it just by pushing it. It is just difficult. So I'm gonna add in a video later of running the dump truck and hauling that dirt. The dump truck videos seem to actually do the best of everything. Just recently I finally hit 1,000 subscribers. This is the first video I've posted since my channel's been monetized. Hopefully all the ads aren't too much, but it would be really nice for me if I could make a little money doing this, because so far I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. Anyway, so yeah, here we see I pushed the one way to start, and then I kind of switched directions because there's certain turns I can't really make, and I find kind of crossing over a bit helps keep things a little more level and just a different perspective, because right now I'm totally just leveling this out by eye, which I did. I checked it with a string line, and I was not too far off grade. that a noisy old girl? But more or less got done what I wanted. I wanted to widen this out a bit because I need to push a bit more out. And eventually, you guys saw the ponds over there. I'm going to build it up kind of on this side and build up the berms all the way around and make the ponds deeper. But I'll fix this up with the tractor probably and get some gravel hauled in. And hopefully get some covered storage for some of these old girls. Anyway, thanks for watching.